Fighter jets roar over La Orchila as Venezuela launches Sovereign Caribbean 200. Washington answers with warships sinking suspected drug boats at sea. FBI Chief Kash Patel warns cartels must be hunted like al-Qaeda. The Caribbean is now the front line in a dangerous US-Venezuela standoff. Venezuela launched a 3-day military exercise on the Caribbean island of La Orchila, a display of force staged amid heightened tensions with the United States. State media showed fighter jets, naval vessels and amphibious landings as officials framed the operation as a demonstration of sovereignty and defensive readiness. Venezuela's Defense Minister, Vladimir Padrino Lopez, on September 18th, said the maneuvers would include armed drones, surveillance drones, and submarine drones, together with air defense artillery and coastal firing drills. He added that the exercise would also involve intelligence gathering, reconnaissance missions, and electronic warfare measures, such as the interception and blocking of communications.
Today, our Commander-in-Chief has ordered us an exercise, a campaign maneuver. It is called Campaign Maneuver Sovereign Caribbean 200. Sovereign Caribbean 200, and it will take place on the island of La Orchila. To give you a reference here on this map I have behind me, here is La Orchila, an island territory of approximately 43 square kilometers, located 97 miles from our coast, specifically from La Guaira. It is an island that constitutes a naval base of our Bolivarian Navy, the Antonio Diaz Air Naval Base, an air naval base. And this exercise, of course, will be conducted, as we see more clearly here on this map, in this territory, which is precisely La Orchila, a territory that has always served for air naval exercises of all types of military aviation. We are going to carry out a very comprehensive exercise that involves a task force, the Caribbean Task Force, and also includes the Joint Aerospace Task Groups, the Special Forces, the Intelligence and Electronic Warfare Group, the Joint Maritime Task Group, and the Joint Land Task Group. That is to say, you will see the deployment of air defense systems with armed drones, surveillance drones, submarine drones, and aerial drones for sector surveillance, and also for the offensive capacities of the drones, in addition to the deployment of Buck anti-aircraft systems and ZU anti-aircraft artillery systems.
Antiaéreos y los sistemas ZU.
Following this, Vladimir Padrino Lopez described the deployment of special forces for maritime and land infiltration, as well as the role of joint aerospace and naval task groups. He emphasized that the drills were designed as a comprehensive campaign, combining air, land, and sea operations under the Caribbean Task Force.
The Joint Special Forces Task Group is simply the deployment of special forces for the gathering of information, for air, maritime, and land infiltration, and also the reconnaissance of underwater spaces. Our special forces of the Bolivarian National Armed Forces will also be there, showcasing all their training and all their capacity in the field for the missions assigned to them.
President Nicolas Maduro has argued the exercises are necessary to deter what he calls US aggression, while Washington's strikes on suspected drug boats and a $50 million bounty tied to charges against him have escalated the standoff. Rights experts, meanwhile, have raised concerns over civilian casualties from recent US operations, urging independent investigations. Analysts warn that military maneuvers in contested waters carry the risk of miscalculation at a time when both governments appear unwilling to scale back their rhetoric. Venezuela's government has accused the United States of staging a provocation in the Caribbean, as Caracas claims to have seized more than 3 tons of cocaine and arrested 4 people. Interior Minister Diosdado Cabello said authorities intercepted a speedboat carrying narcotics along with fuel and satellite equipment, alleging that the operation was orchestrated by the US Drug Enforcement Administration as a false flag designed to implicate Venezuela.
Y este tipo se estaba prestando para esta operación.
The most important thing for us is that we managed to seize 3,680 kilos of cocaine, 4 individuals, and we have fully identified who sent the drugs and why they sent them. All this is part of the same operation to accuse Venezuela of any atrocity, which is constantly practiced by the largest drug cartel in the world, which is the DEA. It seems they want to declare war on the fishermen of the Caribbean. They were sighted offshore and, like pirates of the Caribbean, decided to assault that boat. They did not count on the cunning of one of those sailors who was there, who recorded everything, because deep down what they want to do is plant drugs on a Venezuelan boat.
Eso es todo.
Diosdado Cabello argued that Washington's actions amounted to an assault on ordinary livelihoods, saying they want to declare war on the fishermen of the Caribbean and warned that the consequences could extend beyond Venezuela's waters. He added that the incident reflected broader efforts to portray the country as a hub for trafficking. The accusations came as Colombian President Gustavo Petro again rejected a US declaration that his government had failed to uphold a counter-narcotics agreement. Petro said that Washington had lost its own war on drugs, pointing to 5 decades of unsuccessful eradication campaigns. He argued that narcotics cannot be curbed through military means alone, calling instead for coordinated intelligence and social programs aimed at supporting farmers and youth in coca-growing regions.
Your entire anti-drug policy for the past 50 years failed. Failed. I repeat again. Failed. Their war was defeated by the mafia and drug trafficking, and by a society that does not give love in the United States, and less love in Europe to its citizens. Don't you think that you are deceiving the world through your officials by forcing a forced eradication that is useless? Do you want to help your society to stop consuming poisons, or do you want to help drug traffickers, I ask? Because this is a way to help drug traffickers. Come here, we will talk. It is not invading countries. It is not with cruise ships only. It is not with missiles, sir. You are killing innocent young people. That is called murder. It is with coordinated intelligence and presenting the Latin American peasantry and youth on the side of reducing narcotics production.
FBI Director Kash Patel told a Senate hearing that drug trafficking groups must be confronted with the same determination once directed at foreign terrorist organizations. Patel said authorities must treat them like the al-Qaeda of the world and described the campaign as a years-long mission. His remarks followed President Donald Trump's announcement that US forces had struck a Venezuelan boat in international waters, killing 3 people.
Absolutely, and the way to analogize this and why I've advocated for the designation, and I'm thankful that the Trump administration has designated these cartels and narco-traffickers as foreign terrorist organizations, is because we must treat them like the foreign terrorist organizations post 9/11. We must treat them like the al-Qaedas of the world because that's how we're operating. And just treating them with law enforcement capabilities alone was wholly insufficient to wipe out the targets in their entirety. They always had the next man up philosophy. If you take out the leader, they got 10 guys behind him. But in order to eliminate, and that's the key, eliminate the drug trade, and eliminate the pouring into this country of narcotics, we have to use our authorities at the Department of War and the intelligence community to go after the threat like we did terrorists when we were manhunting them. And now we have that ability, and we're seeing that in live time, whether it's on the strike on the boat or going down into Mexico and working with our Mexican authorities with these intelligence assets to say we've located not just the person in charge, the cadre in charge, but the entire network. And we are now able to dismantle that entire network. It's going to take time. The manhunt after 9/11 took some years, and this is going to be a years-long mission.
Trump claimed the vessel was carrying narcotics, but offered no evidence. Earlier this month, a similar strike left 11 dead, with the administration alleging those killed were members of Venezuela's Tren de Aragua gang. Caracas has denied the claim. The decision to destroy suspected drug boats rather than capture their crews is unusual, drawing comparisons to counter-terrorism operations after September 11th and prompting criticism that the president is testing the limits of executive power.